Okay, I am live. Now the question is, does everybody see that I'm live? Ha! I'm live. Now the question is, does everybody see that I'm live? Well, Facebook sees it, that's for sure. Now, I don't think YouTube sees it. No, I figure I have to manually do that or something with their settings. Oh, and yes, Twit is live. The only one that's not on. Ah! Wait. It is live. Awesome. Okay. So for anybody joining me, I'm Maria Hargis. I am the creator. Yay! And we got it working. So now we're live on all three. I'm live on Facebook, Twitter, not Twitter, Twit, and YouTube. Yay! Which it's gonna be a while before I probably see anybody response or anything. Now if I click on the Facebook ones, then I'll probably most likely see it, but then I would have to turn the audios off for that. So I haven't worked that out. But yes, I'm glad that everybody's with me today. See, only thing is, if anybody message me, I see that we have one person watching, which is cool. Now I just gotta make sure that's not me. Okay. Let's see here. If there's a way I can see what's going on with Facebook and do something about the sound. Okay. Here we go. There we go. I fixed that problem. So that way we can see what's going on. And if anybody starts doing the chats, I will know. And start inviting some of these people to come in. And hang out. Hang out. Dun, 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 dun. We'll see who all shows up. Who knows? Okay, done. But for those who are joining me, thank you so much for coming. So I was definitely gonna go ahead and mention a few things, for sure. So I'm an illustrator and comic book writer, and I have a new blog, and I'm gonna change to that. So let me just go ahead and make sure we get off of that. I have a new blog, and let me change over the screen. Here it is. Little Elf and Big Pond of Drama, the comic industry. And honestly, it has been doing really well. It's been getting a lot of growth and attention. And I'm definitely, it's a blog that I'm really proud of. First of all, let me show here we can scroll down on here so I can see it even better. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, Little Elf. That's my little elf and everything and all. But a little idea to why I started writing this post when I created this blog. I created this blog is because I do have a blog that is on my regular page on mariahargis.com. However, that one's harder to get traffic. WordPress already has a huge platform. It's been around for many, many, many years. And it's been around for so long that, it's got an international platform, which is really cool. So I can reach more people that way. Also, I can engage with more people who are used to engaging on blogs. So I can get feedbacks and I can really, get some good hear people back and we can actually have some good conversations up the front, when it comes to it. Reason why I decided to go ahead and create Little Elf and Big Pond of Drama is because, well, let's face it, that explains exactly my situation as being a comic book writer and, in the big industrial thing, what's called comics and all. Even though comics is really not that big, but what it is that we got two big parties that kind of like just take up the whole entire space and all, and it's been difficult getting my name out. So I decided to share my experience and share the difficulties that I have been having and share like when I do get a little success and everything. And it's really cool because honestly, I feel that I have some contribute that I can do to this debate on what the comic industry is and how we can fix it and all, because I always believe that when you're creating things such as comics and everything, um, you always have a market out there. There's kids, for heaven's sake. There's kids who always enjoy reading things, and the hardest time they have is they don't want to stick to, regular books without pictures. Because if many of y'all remember when we were kids, yeah, we're like, this is boring. I can't sit for too long looking at this words and all. Because like for me, I was a visual learner, so I know I had that struggle a lot of time and sitting down to read a book and all. Until this day, I still have a little hard time doing it. There's certain books that I can't really commit and read, but I'll read manga all day long and I'll read comic books every day. I have no problem sitting down and reading one of those and all. But that's kind of like, what was my thoughts behind it, and why I love comics and manga and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely. I'll still be glad to see if we got anybody coming out and join us. And see if there's anybody who wants to hang out and has any questions. Really excited about Zazu. Zazu Publisher Company. It's a graphic novel and comic book company, and we have lots of stuff going on with that. So yeah, definitely check those things out for sure. But yeah, so that's what I got. If you notice, some of these illustrations are because I do also have a comic series called Nocturnal Orphan that is on Webtoons. And this is definitely a situation where I don't have anybody to talk to right now. So what we could do is just wait a little while and I think we'll keep it at that screen and check on some things. Right now it says only one viewer, which has got to be me. Get 5 people chatting at the same time. Reach 50 followers. Huh? Alright, so this is definitely interesting. Activities. Activities. Alright, so So I got the live thing working. I just need people. But I figure I just go ahead and keep this live for a while and see if anybody shows up and talk. I can probably edit this later on too. Um, but yeah. Oh, hi! We got somebody on. Hi, Evie. So, so we got one person that's hanging out in the chat. Do you have any questions for me? I'm an illustrator and comic book writer, and we do have Zazu Publisher Company, and it's coming to Richmond in October 2019. It's going to be a brand new graphic novel and comic book publisher company, and that's what we have. It's going to be all kinds of different art style. My art style is actually very similar to anime. I do a lot of comic series, such as I have one series called Nocturnal Orphan that's on Webtoons, and then I also have Angie Adventures that's coming out in October with the new publisher company, and it's going to be a really fun adventure with her. It's very much like Pathfinders, Dungeons and Dragons, those kind of things. My main character is right here. That's Angie, and she's kind of like jumping up, and she's got the blonde hair. She's the elf. Yes, awesome. But yeah, definitely. I thought I'd come on here because I'm going to be doing more live streams. I do have a blog called Little Elf and Big Pine of Drama, the comic industry. And I write on there about a lot of stuff that I face as a small entrepreneur and as a artist. Also, a cool thing that we're going to be doing with the publisher company is we're going to be promoting artists. So if you are artists, we definitely would love, to love to try to see if we can promote you or anything like that, because we're trying to promote more artists. For that's one thing that we are trying to do as Zazu, because a lot of us are artists who decide to get together and form this, and we're working on the background right now for it, working on our comic series and doing all the fun stuff. But yeah, have you ever thought about making comics? Is that something you've ever thought about doing? I would love to hear your thoughts. Um, but yeah, glad we got somebody in the chat. Um, because I don't think I think I have to basically goes on to the other one to see. Let's see here. Yep. Ah, that's probably where I can do. Hey. There we go. That's how I can work in the chat. So Evie is from YouTube. Okay. I don't know. I decided to test a lot of stuff out. And do that. So we got that. So this is pretty cool. So I got a lot of features on here. So I can switch out and do things. I haven't, like figure out some stuff yet, everything yet. Um, because there's this thing here. Is copy and then we paste that in there, and that goes in there. Oh, that goes here. Enter there. Alright. Paste there. Chat there. Okay. We haven't had any newbody. And my phone was telling me something. But yeah, so ooh, what's going on now? Looks like somebody's trying to chat with me. Um, just our YouTube. Yeah, because I'm in like all three. Let me see if I can send him an invite. So that way he doesn't get confused. Let me see. There he is. So we're gonna have another person hanging out with us soon. They just messaged me. So, where we go? There's some things on here. I think, let me see here. Here we go. Yeah. Come on. I thought I turned the 8-ball on here. I guess not. Here we go. We'll turn the 8-ball and we'll turn on the dual on there. Hey, somebody else is hanging out. Cool. So, welcome to the chat. My name is Maria Hargis. I'm actually an artist, a comic book writer, and we have the first ever graphic novel and comic books and comic publisher company coming to Richmond. So I came on here to share my art, also to give questions and answer session if y'all have any, because we are promoting artists. The whole point of it is like to get more people interested in getting their work published. Also, as a way that we are genuine about us, as our mission is to help artists get their name out there. We do sometimes do interviews with artists on video, and we put that up on our site, on our publisher website. It's really helpful. Okay, so that's you. So we got somebody else, and yes. Hey, there we go. But yeah, so we're doing that. So we are going to be promoting local artists. We're going to be doing some interviews like that. Also, I have my little blog. It's called, let me get that up for you. It's called Little Elf and Big Pond of Drama, the comic industry. And here you go. Look, there you go. There's the elf. Yes, the elf. But on here, I go over basically pretty much. Um, and yes, I do also have some videos on here too. So if you're somebody who do like clips and videos, oh yeah, and there's Angie again, and all my main character to my series that's coming out in October, Angie's Adventure, and all. So she's really cool, and all. And then it just takes you, and this is all my blogs and my posts that I write. Yeah, I even did a comparison with DuckDuckGo versus Google. This one is part two, and this one is actually when I looked up the word comics and what do you get pretty much. Um, Pretty much you get that um, Google has kind of like a political side to it. Their searches are not like historical. So when you do search on Google, you're going to get more like a political search than anything, and you're going to get the political sides of the left more than anything too, and when you do your searches. So if you're looking for a general like really good search, I say DuckDuckGo is really good. It's a good search engine if you want to use. Also, they brought up a lot of comic series that I remember growing up with, like Archie's, and because that's another thing that people won't realize. Comic series is not just superheroes. Comic series has even been like Scooby Doo. Scooby Doo was actually a comic book way before it actually got on television and all. But yeah, so if you really do want a good search engine to help you come up with like really good search, and you don't want all that political fluff in it, I say DuckDuckGo because it's pretty good. Now it is very basic. It will not give you a location and then give you like um it does have the map series on there, but you're going to have to generally put in where you're looking for if you're going to do it, because it's not going to be able to find your location and do the search based on that. Now, Google is good like that because it will give you your searches around your location and all. But DuckDuckGo, I have a feeling that site is actually more like a European country, because I don't even think it's US. I have to check into that because I didn't look. But definitely, if you're looking for a really good site and everything, because comic books actually used to be in the grocery store. Because I was talking with somebody the other day about this and all, and a lot of people don't realize that, but they used to actually be. They might have been in like a really small section of the grocery store, but they were there. And Archie was always plastered over on the checkout lanes and all. And they were in the stores longer than DC and Marvel. DC and Marvel pulled out of there like earlier than before before Archie pulled out and all. But yeah, they used to be there. Cause I used to, as a kid, used to go to the grocery store because it was like right there down the street from me, and go in there and check them out and stuff. But they were there, and that seems like a lot of people have forgotten that we used to actually have comic books in the grocery store. That used to be a thing where you didn't just have them in comic book stores. You didn't have them just there. You had them in other places and all. And it just got to a point where, like, it became so forgotten. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that Marvel and DC just kept growing. And then we kept having the movies. And what happened was all our attention was on superheroes because that's what everybody was into. And then as that period of time came by, everybody started forgetting about all the other comics. And then even Google search is when you search it up in Google, you're going to get a lot of stuff. Like you're going to get comic strips more than anything. You'll get a lot of different newspaper comic strips and everything like that. Because Google will have stuff like the Washington Post that will show up in there. DuckDuckGo also would have the Washington Post show up, and so there is some misconstrued understanding of what comics is, and some of that is not the search engine doing that. Some of that is just over time people have forgotten what they are. But DuckDuckGoose was really cool because honestly, they put they put an ad and they put manga at the top of it. So they acknowledged that manga is a comic. That's something that Google and a lot of regular people in the comic industry do not recognize. They don't recognize that manga is a comic. They don't understand that manga means comic in Japanese. And also, it's only told from like a different direction because it's a cultural thing. One reads a different direction than the other and all. And what in the heck? Okay. Alright, so I got people being active today. Alright. But yeah. So those are things that people have forgotten about, like, that it's a thing and all. But I do like the fact that DuckDuckGo actually has that at the top. And it also had another link to a bunch of cool comics. It even had Godzilla. Godzilla was listed as a comic and all, and I found that and I was like, whoa, that's really cool and all. But I mean, it's definitely that, and that's kind of the reason um why I do my blog. I do my blog because there is a lot of things that people have forgotten, and it seems like I decided, you know what, let me go ahead and share the information I know and see if I can help with the conversation going. Because the other thing that was interesting in it, because yeah, they had a lot of top story on Google. Google kept putting stuff up, like they put up about Dark Phoenix. Right now, there's kind of like a debate among pop culture about people not liking certain movies because they feel like other people's views are getting pushed on them and sometimes it's true and sometimes it's not so true. Sometimes somebody is just still not happy with the movie no matter what they do with it, and that's kind of been it. But they're usually such a small voice that most people don't know about it. The only time when you really know about it is if you go hang out on Twitter. Twitter is full of that stuff and all. But yeah, so that was the other post, and then you can see the pictures here of some of the comics that I brought. This is DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo's got a like really cool layout where you just get like all the covers to them and stuff. Like you got Daredevil. There's Archie right here. You got the Superman, Superwoman. You got West, which was a Western style story comic back in the day. There's another Archie there. Um, yeah, and you had a whole bunch of different stuff. And you got like all the older style too in here. And let me see. If you go on to the next page here, you'll see some more. You'll see more different stuff and all. And you'll see a bunch of different comments. Raids, crimes, Archies, detective. Yeah, because that's more Batman. Daredevil again. But yeah. And then you go here. Oh, look, Garfield. There's a Garfield comic. Um, and I never say it right. It's future. I can't say it. I never say that name right. I just don't. Um, I saw Heathcliff earlier. What's that Heathcliff? I missed it. Hold on. Oh, there he is. There's Heathcliff. Because there's Heathcliff and there's Archie. Um, and I also saw Bugs Bunny in here too. And they were awesome. Some Disney. Oh yeah, see there's the Disney one. And you got all kinds of stuff here. I might have to go and adjust that and look through that again. But yeah, so you got all those. So you got all those comics and stuff like that, and then like that is the DuckDuckGo, and then this is what I found with Google, and Google tend to be more comic strips, DC and Marvel, and every once in a while you would have something different. But there's a lot of comic strips, and a lot of them are political. They're like, um, they'll have like the regular newspaper ones. This one that says gay comics, and the means when they're getting slapped in the face, those kind of things. And like this one, this is going to be my first one night stand. And the guy's getting ready to take his pants off. The girl, like, in a bra and panties. Yeah. And there, look, there is an Archie. It's like on the third page. Now, if you don't have really good internet, you're gonna get stress ready and probably go with the first thing you see. Or this. That's what I mean when I was doing these searches. You just get all these silly means when you do Google versus when you do the DuckDuckGo. And so yeah. So you can always do this challenge yourself and see what you get, because also Google will keep changing stuff up on you a lot. I haven't seen so much with DuckDuckGo do that, because I think it just counts the same. Oh yeah, and then that's the one I did the promoting the artist. This was an interesting fact. I actually had somebody at the GalaxyCon tell me this. One of the artists that he's got the comic book series called Clumsy Man, and he was telling me that he was looking at getting his work into stores and having Diamond Comic Distribution help him out, but they were only willing to pay him 25 cents per comic. And that doesn't even help cover the costs like for printing. 25 cents, that's it. You lose money doing it that way. Okay, sure. See you later, dear. But yeah, that's so that's pretty much that. And yeah, and see. But yeah, that's what you get like when you get like, you get all this stuff going on with the comic books and stuff. You get stuff like that that's going on with the field and the industrial field. Comic industry. I don't know why I keep calling it that. But it was really cool. We got to interview them and got to talk to them and hear them about their art. It was really fun and all. And yeah. Oh, and then I did a story about writing from the heart. That was just really a personal one. You can read it at any time. But I'm a really big fairy tale fan. I love fairy tale. And I write about how basically fairy tale inspired me. And and this is Crying Snake. She's actually one of my paintings. I think you might be able to see it on camera from behind me. Yeah, right there. There it is. And but yeah. Oh, that's also another cool thing that I am going to be doing later in the future. I am going to actually be teaching classes on how to make comics and also how to make paints. Because I'm a traditional artist that turned into graphic design. So I'm setting that up. My first step was to get live stream and, and start to be able to interact with everybody. I wanted to make sure that is taken care of. Also, I need to get better internet, so I finally got it in today. That's why I'm doing live stream, because I finally got in I finally got my business account with Comcast, so I got that taken care of, so I can do more stuff. Um, I'm actually working on raising some money right now, and it's not even on here anymore. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I'm looking to raise like $100 to buy a camera. So every little donation, appreciate that and all. But I'm looking to do that, so pretty much, so I can fix this sound problem because I'm sure there's a sound issue, going on right now with this and everything. Because right now, I tried a couple of mics on Amazon and it wasn't helping at all. And I'm just gonna have to crack down and get a good mic to help me with the sound issue and stuff because it probably does echo in here because I've already been told and I've already checked it and listened to a couple of videos that I've made in it. And yeah, that's kind of an issue that I've been having with this and trying to get it worked out and all. But I'm going to be doing like classes on graphic design because I use alternative software. I use Affinia Designer and Affinia Photo. It's a European company that has these programs, and they're the alternative to Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop. They're only $50 one time. That's it. One time for the software, and you get all the upgrades for the rest of your life. So, yeah. So you're not selling your soul to Adobe by doing this, which is really, really, really great and all. So those are things that I am going to be teaching others how to do and all. And I'm going to be showing people how to do those things. And the paint thing is really cool because honestly, I feel like I'm going to do like a small, like little course class and teach you how to make paint from scratch. So basically, there's a company in Canada I order the dry pigment from, and I'll go over what types of medium you want to use and things like that, and I'll show you how you can mix them. Because honestly, if you are a traditional artist and you're looking for a way to save money and costs, yeah, that's kind of what I do. I use that as a way, and not just that, you make as many as you like until the time, much for your project versus having a whole bunch of tubes and it dries up on you after a while and all. Because dry matter is a lot easier to store longer and faster than liquid matters, like in tubes and stuff like that, or paint. And you won't be spending so much money on paint doing it that way. And now certain pigments do cost more than others and everything, and you just have to choose what you want to do and budget right for that and all. But yeah, definitely. That's gonna be a fun little course that I have already had some people that's like, oh, that sounds interesting. I wouldn't mind learning that. Like, those look like fun courses to have and I'll do stuff like that. But I'm also gonna be teaching like a basic class for Affinia Designer on how to make flyers, banners, and business cards. So any entrepreneur can get started off the ground with the basic package of stuff they need. Because in business, you need a business card. That is one given. You definitely need a business card. Another thing you need, like if you're gonna set up your table at vendors spots or all, or crafts fairs, or anime cons, comic cons and stuff, a nice banner for your table would, give it what it needs so it can get people attention so they can come and see what you are and everything. And then flyers. Flyers are just important and all. Yes, everybody says social media and all, but social media tends to limit your contact to people. And to be honest, you get a bigger impact when you actually meet people in person, especially when you're at cons. They actually remember you better that way. So I would never ever give up on, one-on-one contact with people. I feel like that is still very essential and you still need it and all because even now, like I just went to a networking meeting yesterday and that was very good because I got to meet with all the business people relationships that I have and tell them what my progress has been and how everything's been going. And many of them are actually really, really excited about, um, about the publisher company and stuff and everything. So it's really great. But yeah, definitely. Cause let me get y'all some go to. Cause I think so far everybody's hanging out on YouTube. So I'm gonna give y'all some links so y'all can check these out. So you can definitely check that one out. That is the publisher company website. So we got that. My site is this one. That's mine. So for a page, but yeah, definitely do that. Ah! And we have somebody on Facebook too. Yay! Hey! Alright. So, yeah, this is why I have all of them open. I'm like, okay. So, we have, let me go ahead on Facebook and get them what they need for them to look up on the website too. And those two links. Which now I have better internet, so I'm probably going to do a whole lot more changes on my personal website is too. Because there's a new logo that I want to use and put up on there. And I was having problems with editing it before because how slow my hotspot was. And I'm no longer using hotspot anymore. Yay! That really is a thing. I'm not doing that anymore. But yeah, so we go back to her. But yeah, to give you an idea, this is Little Elf and Big Pond of Drama, the comic industry. And I'm so happy. Oh yeah, I made those cookies. They're Natsu cookies, which were cool. Oh, and yeah, I have somebody I'm really a fan of. Oh, and this was the other part that I found. Oh, this was funny. So Google has this thing on their thing that says Google, I'm feeling lucky. And I just wrote, I bet you are. I just thought that was too funny. And I was like, yeah, I made a picture out of it. It's like, I bet you are. You know. Oh, yeah, this is the other thing that I found that I was not happy with. This is what I found when I searched my name, Maria Hargis Art, in Google, and this came up. It came up first, like, because at first it just had, like, first part of the screen, it came up with just my business page and everything and all. So I scrolled down to see what the rest of the page would look like. And this is actually what the rest of the page, because after this point, it just goes through the numbers 1 through such and such and everything. But if you notice, everything on this section is Facebook. Everything. Because Instagram is owned by Facebook. And all. Excuse me. But they didn't even have the numbers right. You know. And yeah, I'm making a big deal about one like with the 58 because I actually have 59 likes, but it still bothers me that because I actually clicked on this a couple of times and refreshed my name and stuff just to make sure, and it just did this and it annoyed the heck out of me. But then this really annoying part was the fact that I looked down at the second one and the second one has 57 likes. So they made it look like I'm declining. They made it look like I'm losing likes on my Facebook page and all. And then they put nothing for the description for the about page information. So they wasn't trying to sell me at all. They wasn't trying to get my name out there at all. And then they kept putting me as a public figure and all. And I don't understand why Facebook has got me category as a public figure. It makes absolutely no sense. And then my following on Twitter, on Instagram is not even right. Because the number is even like way off. It's like 194 at that time, and it's got 184. So I saw that, and I was not too happy with it at all when I saw that. I was like, this just can't be right. And all. So that's yeah, so when I write on my blogs, I have things on there, and I haven't exactly, especially to my people who's been watching me on Facebook, I actually haven't been able to let y'all know about what's going on with that is because if I share too much of that stuff on Facebook, Facebook will most likely start catching on and probably start censoring me even more or limiting my contact even more and all because I anytime you say something bad about them, even if you're not trying to say something bad about them, they will take a defense to it and they will actually do something about it. So it makes me feel very nervous as like I can't even give them a formal complaint about the Google. I can't you can't complain to Google about this. You can't complain to Facebook about this. But if you dare to try to say anything about it, most likely they would either they would delete the comment, they would take it off of there, or delete the video, or they would um they would not allow anybody else to see it but you. They'll allow you to see it. But pretty much I wouldn't be able to express my views to my followers and let them know what I'm dealing with and let them know that I need their help on this. So, so basically, because I've been spending years on building my Facebook page, especially my community page, before I even launched my business. I have been on there sharing my art and sharing who I am and doing those kind of things for a long period of time. Because back in the day on my community page, I used to like knit dolls. I made anime dolls. And I made stuff like I even did a commission once for somebody and I made a crochet doll Deadpool, and I did things like that. And I've gone on there on my community page and I post stuff like, back in the day, when my Etsy page was up, this Etsy page is still up, but like when I first did Etsy, I had it all, and I would connect it with my Facebook page on my community page, and I would make bow ties, and I would make purses, and I would make all kinds of cool like little things like hairpins and things like that because I did a lot of sewing. I don't do those things as much anymore. I've more moved towards what I that was like I had a point in my life where I was just like I just felt like I wanted to crochet. I felt like I wanted to like sew and do things like that and all. But I was also at the time trying to figure out what was my niche. What did I want to do as far as a business? How can I make some extra money and all? And it was definitely a different path. But it's crazy. It's like I want to be able to talk to those people who's been following me for years and tell them really what's going on and what I'm facing. But I feel like I necessarily can't always do that because somebody actually might just, pull the plug on me if I try. And it has been, one of those things where it makes me really concerned and stuff. So when that stuff happens, yeah, I get a little nervous about it and stuff. But I am probably going to end up just leaving after this. I think this is good. Thank you everybody for hanging out and all. But yeah, I've been going on for a good while, and I think this is a good amount of time and all. But what I'll be doing is just make sure you sign up on my YouTube channel, my Twit TV now, because probably what's gonna happen is on my Twit TV, I'm probably gonna do more live videos and have more chats on there because I've been hearing really good things about Twit TV as a good platform for live streams and for building contact where you're not getting so censored so much and everything But I definitely want to reach out to those who are on Facebook and also to keep building my community on YouTube as well. And but thank you so much for joining me. All right, I'll talk to y'all guys later. Bye.